Welcome back to Silver Narratives. Today, we are sharing a deeply emotional story about love, loneliness, and the incredible courage it takes to choose your own peace. As you listen, pay attention to the words that describe deep feelings and difficult life choices. Let's begin our story. My name is Jennifer. I am 35 years old, and I have been married to my husband, Arnold, for 10 beautiful, but sometimes difficult, years. Arnold is 40 years old, and together we have a wonderful 7-year-old son named Charlie. There was a time when our family was incredibly close and truly happy. We had wonderful little traditions, like drinking Turkish tea together every single night. During those quiet evenings, we would talk, laugh out loud, and look at each other with deep love. But recently, a heavy shadow has fallen over our home. For the last few months, Arnold has completely changed. Now, he comes home from work, eats his dinner in silence, watches television, and goes straight to sleep. On the weekends, he is always busy with meetings, playing golf, or locking himself inside his home office. He is the boss at his company and works with many people, but he no longer lets anyone, not even me, help him. There is no more tea, no more warm conversations, and no more laughter. There is only a cold, painful silence. One weekend, hoping to fix our broken connection, I sent our son to my mother's house. I thought Arnold just needed some quiet time to rest. That evening, I prepared his absolute favorite dinner. I curled my hair, put on a little makeup, and wore the beautiful red dress he once told me he loved. But when he finally came home, looking exhausted, he simply sat down and ate quietly. He didn't even notice my dress or my effort. My heart beat fast with a mix of fear and sadness, but I knew I had to speak up. Softly, I asked him, "Can we talk?" Looking surprised, he agreed. We sat on the couch, and with tears already filling my eyes, I told him how much he had changed and how invisible I felt. I took a deep breath and asked the hardest question of all, "Do you still love me?" With tired eyes, he promised that he did, blaming his distance on the heavy stress of his job. When I bravely asked if there was another woman, he looked shocked and quickly said, "No, never. I just need you to be patient." He touched my hand, and because I desperately wanted to believe him, I agreed to wait. However, as days turned into long weeks, absolutely nothing changed. He remained distant, cold, and silent. I tried my hardest to be the perfect wife, cleaning the house, playing happily with our son, and even trying to plan a romantic weekend getaway. But he always had an excuse, pushing me away with promises of maybe next month. One evening, after waiting for him with a warm heart, he walked right past me and closed his office door without even a simple hello. Standing outside that closed door, I lowered my hand. I didn't knock. Instead, I walked to the kitchen and sat alone with a cup of cold tea, feeling like a complete stranger in my own home. I began to seriously wonder if this was still a true marriage or just two roommates living under the same roof. The next morning, waking up to an empty bed without even a goodbye kiss, I finally realized that my heart wasn't angry anymore, it was just incredibly tired. That night, while he was hidden away in his office, I quietly packed a small bag for myself and our son. I wrote Arnold a tearful letter, explaining that while I still loved him, I could no longer stay invisible. I told him I needed to find myself again. Holding my son's little hand, we walked out into the quiet, dark night, stepping away from the pain and moving toward healing. A week later, Arnold begged us to come back, promising that he missed us and was finally ready to change. Hoping for a fresh start, I returned home. But the truth was waiting for me. One quiet evening, Arnold left his phone on the table while he took a shower. Suddenly, the screen lit up with a message from another woman, "I miss you. Did you think about me today?" My heart stopped, and tears flooded my eyes. The painful mystery was finally solved. When he walked back into the room smiling, I looked at him in total disbelief. I spent the entire night crying silently beside him, realizing I had given this man my youth, my love, and my absolute trust, only for him to give his attention to someone else. The next evening, I found my inner strength. I didn't yell or cry. I calmly asked him to sit down and told him exactly what I saw. I reminded him of the 10 years of life I had given him. He didn't even try to deny it, he simply looked down and whispered, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you." In that heartbreaking moment, I stood up and told him I needed time to breathe and feel like myself again. I packed my bags for the last time. It hurt more than anything I have ever felt, but I learned a powerful lesson: sometimes, love is simply not enough. Sometimes, choosing yourself is the bravest thing you can possibly do. In the end, I chose my peace over my pain. If you enjoyed this emotional journey today, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Silver Narratives for more stories to help you learn and grow.